The name of the project is the head office consolidation, and the organization involved is Manitoba Housing and Community Development. A quick overview of the project was to move 342 staff from 9 different locations around the city of Winnipeg into one common location at 352 Donald. The vision was really to amalgamate staff, try to get better efficiencies as a result of the move. We did this in partnership with Manitoba Infrastructure and Transportation. They implemented not so long ago an accommodation planning standard. And I think this was the biggest project they had done with that new standard, or since that new standard was rolled out.
So the major challenge that we saw with our project was really adhering to the project schedule and timelines that we had established. Organizational changes that affected our design requirements for the project, and also some construction delays that, although we anticipated construction delays, there were some significant delays. We had various methods of management processes in place to deal with our challenges for our project, but also to ensure that we had a really solid communication plan, which I feel was very important for the success of this project. So there was regular dialogue with our sponsor, regular communication with our steering committee, and most importantly, meeting with our staff and ensuring that the staff were a part of the process. So we had various vehicles in order to communicate with our staff, including town hall sessions, newsletters, and face-to-face.
With this project, Sherry's team were able to provide us updated forecasts and let us know what to expect. So there were no surprises. You know, even though we knew it was going to finish a little late, we knew what to expect.
The project was completed in the spring of 2014.
The organization's satisfaction with the project was excellent. I mean, it was a great success. I think the implementation of sound change management strategies, as well as good project oversight, led to meeting the objectives that we had set out to achieve. So that was having people co-located, seeing operational efficiencies as a result, and really breaking down some of the geographical silos that had been imparted by people working in the 9 different locations. The flexible nature of the office with the pods and the breakout rooms and this type of thing have really provided a unique work environment for our staff, and I think that the level of professionalism in the organization itself has increased just from having a very professional building to work within. And having a co-located location actually brought us closer to some of our tenants being right downtown in Winnipeg.
So the biggest learning or advice that we could offer to anyone who's undertaking a project of this magnitude would be to ensure that there's a robust change management strategy in place, as well as a very robust communication plan. These are critical to the project of this magnitude in ensuring that staff are included within the project.
Yeah, it's amazing. The stakeholder involvement that Sherry and her team used on this project really did provide the staff with a sense of ownership and pride when they moved into the building. So I think a part of the change management strategy that was employed was just pivotal in the success of this project.
The name of the project is Site Consolidation Saskatchewan Exit for Boeing Winnipeg, Canada. The scope of this project was to clear out, clean up, and restore a 113,000 square foot lease facility by transferring the work to the main facility on 99 Murray Park Drive. The purpose of this was to reduce costs and improve product flow and communication throughout the facility. The single most unexpected challenge of this project was definitely space. The 113,000 square feet of manufacturing space that we had to transfer to the main plant, we were short 25,000 square feet right at the start of the project. There wasn't enough to fit it all into the main facility. So we had to get creative and try and figure out ways to reduce space, which created some issues internally with buy-in and taking away space from people when it's pretty precious. The special management method that we used to overcome the space challenge was by walking through the factory to constantly look for opportunities to save space, working with the production staff and management to find ways to reduce space within each production cell. We also needed to transfer some of the work to Boeing suppliers throughout Canada and United States. We made sure we constantly communicated the plan and changes, because there was constant change, as there always is in projects. We also created animation that showed every move that needed to happen in order to create space. The project was completed on June 30th, 2014. The general manager of Boeing Winnipeg was very satisfied with the end product. Not only did we meet the deadline, we also saved the company a lot of money by not having the lease facility anymore. We improved communication and product flow, and we also reduced the amount of parts that were damaged by transferring from facility to facility. The project team was satisfied with the end project as well. I think the project team surprised a lot of people. We had a lot of challenges at the start of this project and throughout, not only with space, money, and shortness of time. We constantly rose to the occasion to meet those challenges. We were able to deliver on time and get out of that lease facility by June 30th, 2014. The best advice I could give for someone who's got a project similar to this one would be to obtain buy-in. Sounds simple, but buy-in definitely is, at all levels of the organization, is critical to the success of a project.
So the name of the project that I'm here to speak about today is the Optimal Project. It was a project with the Workers' Compensation Board of Manitoba. Employers that have workers' compensation coverage in Manitoba, they have to register for coverage, they have to report their payroll, and they have to pay premiums every year. So the goal of the Optimal Project and the end vision was to really modernize that whole process, to provide those employers with flexibility and to allow us to tailor services for them, while at the same time improving the workflow and creating efficiencies in the department that provides those services. I think we did a pretty good job when we were planning the Optimal Project, and most of the challenges were expected, but they were some very large challenges that we had to meet. One of them was the seasonality or business cycle. The whole assessments process happens within a very tight time frame from January to about March of every year. And what that meant to us is that we could only implement changes in at certain times of the year. So it didn't really matter whether we were ready to implement a change in March. We still had to wait till the fall. Another really big challenge was the fact that the Optimal system integrated with so many other existing systems at the Workers' Compensation Board. At its heart, it's a financial system, and it had to integrate with all of the financial systems that already existed, the claims systems, the reporting system. So really was a challenge to integrate and align it with those, with all of those applications. Well, one of the first things that we did when we planned out the project was to take a phased approach. We managed the project over 4 phases, but that really allowed us to scope out the amount of change that we were implementing for staff at any one time. The project was completed all wrapped up in April 2014. Well, as the project owner, I really have to express a whole lot of satisfaction with this particular project. It really did achieve the vision that we were looking for. It improved the services that we could offer to the employers of Manitoba. They are able to access services 24/7, which is great for the small employers in particular. There's a whole lot more flexibility in the way that they can pay their premiums and the methods and the cycles that they can pay their premiums on. And the other thing that I'm particularly satisfied with is the impact on staff, because we did as huge lessons learned at the end of it. There was an anonymous survey for the entire project team. Both the business and the project team answered the survey, and they really expressed a lot of pleasure and pride in the product that they had achieved. And just to tell you a little bit of a story about that, we had long-serving staff who delayed their retirement because they wanted to stick around until the end of this project, because they wanted the satisfaction of seeing it come to fruition. There are a couple of things, and they're probably no surprises. One of them is communication, communication, communication. You can't overdo the communication, whether it's to the project team itself, to the business, to the IT folks that are doing the programming, and also communication to, in this case, the executive and the board of directors, keeping them informed as to the progress and making sure that people are feeling comfortable about it. The other one that I would really emphasize is role clarity. So with the Optimal project, we had quite a large project team because of the size of the project. We also had our business operations and our IT folks, and it was really important to keep those roles clear, to ensure that we knew what the project team was doing, what the business was expected to do, and what was the role of IT. So that was a huge lesson learned as well.